Well, marijuana laws have passed in the state and county. Now what? Deb Murphy files this report for Sierra Wave Media. Well, you hire a consultant to help figure it all out. That's what the Inyo County Board of Supervisors decided following a presentation by the Planning Department staff at Tuesday's Inyo County Board of Supervisors meeting. Associate Planner Michael Draper came armed with a PowerPoint presentation illustrating what areas of the county approved California's Proposition 64 legalizing adult recreational marijuana and Inyo's advisory measures on either medical or recreational or both marijuana businesses. Now, Pro was appropriately blue, dominating the county map with splatters of red for the against. Now, the easy part of the decision was to proceed, giving the voting results on advisory measures G, medical businesses, and H, recreational businesses. Now, logic says the county would simply fit community input gathered during a series of neighborhood outreach meetings into the state model of rules and regulations. But wait, the state doesn't have those rules and regulations set in stone just yet. Now, according to an attorney/consultant who filled in some of the blanks, much is still unknown. It's still evolving. Now, hypothetically, California won't have those rules and regulations involving multiple agencies until January 1st, 2018. Now, there are a few knowns. If a community wants to prohibit commercial operations, it has to expressly exclude those businesses in zoning ordinances rather than relying on simply not specifically allowing. Now, another known, if a county or city has no ordinances excluding those businesses, the state can issue permits and collect excise taxes. Now, according to Assistant Planning Director Draper, thank you, there are a number of ways to skin this cat: establishing zoning overlays where businesses are allowed and setting limits within those overlays, amending the zoning codes, requiring special or conditional use permits on a case-by-case basis, or a combination of all of the above. Inyo County Board of Supervisors was advised to proceed expeditiously. Supervisors agreed. Inyo County Administrative Officer Kevin Caruncio recommended hiring a consultant to help with the process. We can do something before the end of this year, Caruncio said. We can start with a workshop, hold community and neighborhood meetings, start to narrow down the concerns. Caruncio also recommended a registry of potential marijuana businesses to get an idea of the number of interested parties. Caruncio has already begun the process of contacting consultants, given the fact marijuana regulation consultants have become extremely busy. Well, Deb Murphy also filed this story. The descendants of Ida Worley have spent more than 16 years pulling together the paper trail that appears, to a layman's eye, to lead to the family's rights to two disputed lots identified by the Bishop Tribal Council as necessary for economic development. Now, that trail includes two opinions by the Intertribal Court of Southern California Appellate Court, minutes from Bishop Tribal Council meetings recognizing Geraldine Pasqua, Worley's daughter, as the head of household over the lots in question, as well as other original families' changes in heads of household. Resolution 127 from the Owens Valley Board of Trustees acknowledging Pasqua's status and correspondence from the Bureau of Indian Affairs acknowledging the Tribal Council's authority to identify heads of household. This according to tribal tradition and culture. Now, each document holds significance in the family members' claims to lots 6 and 7. Now, the initial opinion from the Court of Appeals issued November 2nd, 2015 reverses the tribal court's decision on family members' trespass charges on the lots. The second, June 1st, 2016, upholds the reversal and remands the case back to the tribal court with the requirement that the case be decided in accordance with the laws laid out in the opinion. Now, there are a few sidetracks in the opinions dealing with the applications for the two lots, but the gist of the document is firm on a number of issues, including the Bishop Tribal Court does have jurisdiction to decide occupancy and or use of assignments. Judge William Kokenmeister has consistently insisted that the decision lay with the Tribal Council. Now, the assignment ordinance passed in 1962, limiting assignments to two lots, quote, provides that all approved assignments in existence at the time of the ordinance's approval are acknowledged and approved, end quote. Now, the Worley's family's 7 assignments stand intact. Now, there is no dispute that Ida Worley's assignment continued to be used and occupied by her descendants in the years following her death through 1976. Approval of Pasqua's assignments applications are confirmed. The opinion also deals and dismisses other family members' applications for the 2 lots. Now, the Bishop Tribal Council was contacted by Deb Murphy for comment on the documentation. The reply, please see the November 16, 2016 press release, which responds in part to Mr. Napoli's false allegations. The Bishop Paiute Development Corporation and the Bishop Paiute Tribe will have no further response to these falsehoods at this time. Deb Murphy's full story is posted on SierraWave.net. Well, local law enforcement personnel responded to 2 incidents involving deaths in the eastern Sierra in the last several days. According to a press release from the Mono County Sheriff's Office on Saturday, December 3rd, approximately 3:19 p.m., Mono County Sheriff's deputy and a California Highway Patrol officer responded to reports of an occupied white van parked next to the hot tub at Shepherd Hot Spring. Now, the reporting party indicated that the person inside the vehicle was not responding to contact attempts. Now, upon arrival, a male subject was found lying on the back seat of the vehicle. The Mono County Sheriff's deputy made several failed attempts to make contact with the subject before gaining access into the vehicle. Once inside, it was determined that the subject was deceased. The decedent has been identified as 29-year-old Gerardo Espedia Godinez of Mammoth Lakes. The press release notes the family has been notified of the death. No foul play is expected, and an autopsy will be conducted to determine the cause of death. And a well-known and popular Bishop man, Eric Gustafson, died in a single vehicle rollover accident Monday night. According to a press release from the California Highway Patrol, on December 5th at approximately 9:30 p.m., CHP Bishop Communications Center was notified of a single vehicle rollover that was blocking the roadway on Death Valley Road south of State Route 168 East. Upon arrival of first responders, it was determined that the vehicle's only occupant had succumbed to injuries sustained as a result of the rollover collision. Now, that incident is under investigation by the California Highway Patrol, and anyone with any information is urged to contact 760-872-5900. We'll be back with more news.